Please read the disclaimer. XRP holders, President Trump just said it's happening soon. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, moneymakers. Let's get into it. XRP is currently sitting at $1.39. Not a lot of price action, so let's get straight to the news. One way or the other, we will soon get the Hormuz Strait open, safe, and free. President Donald Trump says many countries, especially those who've been affected by Iran's attempt to close the Hormuz Strait, will be sending warships in conjunction with the United States of America to keep the strait open and safe. We have already destroyed 100% of Iran's military capability, but it's easy for them to send a drone or two. Hopefully, China, France, Japan, South Korea, and the UK will be joining and sending ships. And this way we can have the strait open. In the meantime, the United States will continue doing what they're doing and try to open it up. There was a report that France is sending 10 warships to the Strait of Hormuz after President Trump called out countries. But there's a community note here that says that France has denied the claims. So we'll see if that is going to happen or not. And Trump also had another tweet. Says the United States of America has completely beaten and decimated Iran, both military and economically, in every other way. But the countries of the world that receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of the passage, right? And will help a lot. The US will also coordinate with those countries so everything goes quickly, smoothly, and well. This should have always been a team effort, and now it will be. It will bring the world together toward harmony, security, and everlasting peace. So Trump is saying all these things, and we talked about this morning, if you watched the video, that they strategically attacked the island where most of Iran's oil export goes through, but they didn't destroy the infrastructure. They just destroyed the military capabilities that was defending the island. And that might have been like a, hey, we can, destroy your oil. And without your oil, after this is over, you're not going to have any money because a lot of their GDP comes from the oil, right? The part of the reason why Iran got into a tricky situation economically was they had lots of oil, right? They produce oil, and they were basically giving oil to the people for pennies on the dollar. And then what the people were doing, the strong people, they were taking the oil and selling it to neighboring countries. So they were getting rich while the country, Iran, was subsidizing the oil, right? And instead of exporting it, giving it to the people for cheap. And then they started, printing money, and they started giving out all these socialist things like for the people. And then they had these sanctions on them. So the sanctions weren't helping, and that's how their economy collapsed, right? So if they don't have the oil industry gets destroyed, they're going to be in a big, big problem when this is all over. So they can't let that happen, right? And so this is going to be very interesting to see how the next 24 hours or 48 hours until Monday morning opens up, oil prices start trading, and we're going to see where the market is going from here. There's a lot of statements over the weekend that make it feel like the prices are going to drop on Monday morning, but who knows? Like from today to tomorrow, things can change, and it's going to be very interesting to see how all of this plays out. Now, as always, I just want to remind you that this video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only. These are my opinions, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before deciding to invest. Also, remember that I will never contact you on social media asking you to sign up to anything or send me anything. I will never DM you first. Those are scammers. Those are imposters. Please be very, very careful out there. Okay. Now, there's also word about Iran MP saying that Ukraine is now a legitimate target. Iranian lawmaker says that Ukraine has become a legitimate target for Iran, allegedly providing drone support to Israel. Azizi cited Article 51 of the UN Charter, claiming Ukraine has effectively entered the war by assisting Israel. So they might be going after another country. I think it's like 10 or 12 countries that they've attacked so far. And so it will be very interesting to see, will they go into Europe now? It hit Turkey, and they hit Cyprus. So you could say it's basically Europe, right? But if they go after Ukraine, this is already an interesting situation. We'll see if anything happens on that. Now we're going to close that page of the book. We're finished talking about oil and US and Iran and potentially how that could affect the crypto market. We've talked about that a lot, so we'll leave it there. Now, this is interesting. XRPL usage surges, but XRP's price continues to drop. Daily payments on the XRP ledger have surged to 2.7 million, AAM pools have jumped to 27,000, and tokenized asset value is up 35% in the last 30 days. Yet XRP is still down 26% this year. And so what's going on, right? So first of all, these numbers, although they're being enlarged and they're up significantly, they're still not where potentially XRPL usage could be. Moreover, we know that the price action of the total crypto market has been terrible, right, over the past 3 months, outside of the first 2 weeks where the crypto market was going up. So, this is a situation that could potentially give us in the future positive movement to the upside. But for now, we talked about this, about the 10 a.m. drops, about all the manipulation that's happening. And you can see here, according from Crypto Basic here, saying XRP is being systematically manipulated right now, top holder Arthur Lamans. Arthur cites repeated surges and drops around US market opens as suspicious. Critics argue drops reflect normal liquidity shifts and profit taking, not manipulation. Despite major announcements involving Ripple, XRP remains roughly 44% below recent highs. And we talked about this, the Jane Street sell-offs that happened recently. We've seen this, and we even saw it yesterday. We've seen it time and time again. It's more that retail is not interested. I know you are retail, right? So you're watching right now. You're not an institution. I don't think so. I don't think someone from JP Morgan is sitting and watching my videos. Maybe if you are, let me know in the comment section. But retail is a lot less interested. Okay. So even let's say before October, we were getting maybe 1 million views on the channel. Now we're getting 500,000 views on the channel. And maybe we're getting even 2 million views on the channel, even before that, like when in July, around that time. So we're down, significant 75% since then. So when you have a situation like this and retail isn't really interested, right? So even if you have good news, who pumps up the market? The algos, right? Because it's not retail. When there's good news, like we had a few weeks ago when everyone thought it was because Jane Street stopped manipulating, and I told you it was because of Circle's earnings, that was algos were buying. Some retail was coming in, some traders, right? But not in a significant way. And then what happened? Retail finished buying, and then the algos started pulling it back down. So I made a whole spiel, a video about this last night. But this is, again, I think it's going to continue to happen until Clarity Act is passed and some regulations pop into play and a lot of the big institutions come back in and retail, right? Because if we jump suddenly 20, 30, 40%, retail is going to be interested again. Okay. And right now, it's only the hardcore people like me and you that are still interested in the crypto market. So we'll see how this is happening. Now, on the flip side, a silver lining here is that although crypto hasn't been doing great, but since the start of the conflict 15 days ago, wow, it's been 15 days already. 2.4 trillion erased from the US stocks, 2.5 trillion wiped out from gold and silver. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is up 12.5% and total crypto market is up 10%. This is not normal because usually in times of uncertainty, risk assets like Bitcoin crash hardest while precious metals rally. But here we are seeing the opposite. And again, it could be because crypto has been decimated so much over the past few weeks that the market didn't feel right continuing to sell. And the algos didn't feel that it was so oversold that even the algos were like, no, 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 no. The AI was like, no, 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 we got to stop. So what does that tell us? That this right now, this time could be a major, major opportunity, right? Again, I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Let me know in the comment section. What do you think is going to potentially happen here? Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you keep coming back to see my beautiful face. It's shaven, clean, right? And you're not subscribed. A lot of you are like surprised. Oh, I thought I was subscribed and I'm not. So I really appreciate you if you subscribe and check out the links in the description down below. But the easiest thing you can do is smash that like button. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.